Okay, I'm back for the demo of problem DA2-3, problem number 5. This is part 2. We have completed everything up to this point where we have fully defined the outside object lines of the right side missing view here. I'm going to now come back and we need to also fill in some of the hidden lines that would be going in there as well. And to start off with, right now, just looking at the right side view, I've got these projection point lines right here that kind of show uh, that going through. And so I'm going to start by creating some hidden lines right there. So I've got my line type, and I know that the hole is going to start on this surface or the front. If I look at my isometric, we'll call this the front surface of where the hole is. So it's going to start right here, and I'm going to go over to there because that hole is going to go all the way through. Now let me change this to a hidden line. So there's my hidden line. Hit escape out of that. So that's a little bit light, so I can change the line weight on this just a little bit so we can get, see, there we go. That line weight looks a little bit better. So let me just mess around just a little bit more, experimenting with these line weights. So darken it up a little bit. Now on this one, we might even go ahead and be able to make that a 4 pixel line weight. So there we go. So that gives us our hidden line there. Now, that's just the top of that hole. I still have the bottom of the hole too, so I also need to draw that bottom line in there in this view. So that's going to go from here over to there. And again, we will make this a hidden line as well. All right. So these two hidden lines are indicating this hole that goes all the way through that part. So now, while I have those in the side view here, I also need those hidden lines up here in the top view. So we're going to need to also project some lines up as well. So let me come over here with my line drawing tool. At this tangent point, I'm going to draw that vertical line straight up to there. I come to this tangency point, I'm going to draw that vertical line up to there as well. Notice I'm a little bit off on that, so just let me back up and we'll just go ahead and move this over just a little bit. We want to try to get as close to that tangency point as possible. All right, so by using these projection lines to go from the front view up into the top view, I now know that I'm going to have another hidden line going right here. So let me change this to that hidden line. There we go. So there's this one, a little off on that. I want to make that just a little bit better on the vertical. There you go. And I also have a hidden line from this point up to there. So think about this. We're just more or less kind of connecting the dots on this. So, all right. So that's where that hidden line occurs in the top view. Now, you will also notice as you're looking at this, I also have two more holes in this part. One hole is right here, and one hole is right here. So we need to also figure out and place hidden lines to represent these holes in both our side view and our top view as well. So I'm going to start here with our lines projected from the top down into our front view. And we'll get those in place first. So again, from this point all the way down to here for that one. Now, notice this tangency point is actually in line with this. So I can just extend that down here in just a minute. So I'm going to go ahead, we'll go over here to this one. Let me extend that down. So, And then rather than drawing the line, I'm just going to kind of come in here, pick up on this endpoint, and I'm just going to stretch this line out. There we go. I'm going to do the same thing on this line. We'll just stretch this line out because this is going to come all the way down here like this. And that lets me know where these hidden lines to represent these holes will be. Let me go ahead and get back into these. So I got it going from here to there. Let me change the line weight and the line type here. There we go. Got one from here to there. And I know this, it's real easy. Once I use these construction lines and project everything correctly from one view to another, it lets me know where all these lines are going to be. So I've got those hidden lines there representing the outside edges, or these edges here on this hole on both of these. Now, coming over here into this view, I'm going to have a hidden line somewhere here and somewhere here as well. So I got to do some more line projection to create some more construction lines. So let me come back to my line tool. And in this case, I'm going to project over to this 45-degree line. So we can go ahead and change this back. We want this to be a construction line. And then I'm going to also draw from here. So let me use my draw tool from here down. So one hidden line is going to fall in place between here. Now let me project over this one to find out where this hidden line is going to fall in place. So and we project down that way. All right, so now I know I've got another hidden line here and another hidden line here. So go back to our line command, put this one here in place, change that to a hidden line. And then I also have the other one coming through here like that. All right, now, with that being said, since I have these hidden lines, so they kind of show me where the hole comes in, but right now I don't really know that much about whether that's a hole or not, just looking at this view. I can tell that from this view, but without this view, I'm left wondering what are these hidden lines really representing. So we have a way in drafting another symbol that we can use that really helps clear things up when we're learning how to read and interpret these blueprints. And that line type is a center line. Now, I happen to notice up here in our line command that we can represent a center line. So I'm going to click on my line command here. Now, I'm going to start with this in my side view because I've already projected center lines. So I've already projected these center lines in both the top view and in the side view. So let me draw a line. I'm going to go about maybe a 1/4 inch above. Oh, and that wasn't what I want to do. So let me get back and escape back out of that. So let me select my line. And we're going to go, oh, I went too far. There we go. So my line drawing tool, and I'm going to go from here about a 1/4 inch above down to about a 1/4 inch below. Now, let's look at the line types that we have. And if you recall in the past, I've mentioned that a center line is a short dash followed by a long dash followed by a short dash. So the closest thing we have to that here and this is this dot. So I'm going to select that as my center line. So I'm going to have a center line there. Now, you'll notice since I have a center line here, I'm also going to have a center line over here. So I'm going to project there, and that's the same up here. So I'll project there as well. So a center line there. Now, since I am seeing this full circle, I do have this point that's the center, and typically we want to give center lines when we see the full circle, a bird's eye or bullet point there. So there is our crosshairs representing the center of those. Now that you know that we also have this, we're going to again project down from the middle of this. So I will project down from here down into this plane. So notice since it brought that in, I'm going to kind of do this on both of these since I already have my center line in place. Project those down. That gives me my two center lines. So again, come back. So, and now I'm just going to actually just shrink this line. So we'll just shrink that line, and I'll shrink this line. Make sure I'm grabbing the right line. There we go. All right. So now you kind of see here how I've got hidden lines and center lines on all of these. Let's clean this up just a little bit. So I'm going to kind of move these projection lines and to get them out of the way. I'm going to keep those going between the views just so you can kind of see the relationship between them. But taking them kind of off of the actual drawings, I think that'll help us really get a better understanding of what these should look like. So there's the projection line there. So, and again, I'm just doing this for some visual management here so that you can get a better, clearer understanding of what's going on with these projection lines and how they relate to either points, edges, or surfaces in each view as we kind of go and solve these problems between one view to another based off of what we're given either on the isometric drawing over here or one of the other drawings. So, all right, so that takes care of those. Let's get the same thing here going between our front view and our side view. So there's that. Hopefully you're starting to pick up on how some of these lines relate to each other in each of these different views. Again, if you're struggling, that's okay. Lots of people struggle with this in the very beginning as they're learning how to read and interpret that, and that's okay. That's what we're here for. So send us an email. We'll be glad to get back with you and make sure that you understand what's going on. So you are not the first person to necessarily have some issues and need to have some extra help on being able to visualize these three-dimensional shapes and what these views should look like as you go. But this is an important life skill. Remember, I said before too, blueprint reading and being able to read prints, this is a language in and of itself. So I don't imagine that any of you right now know how to speak Chinese. You would have to go and learn that language before you can become fluent in it. Same thing goes here with blueprint reading. This is a language, so you have to learn how to read and interpret and communicate in this language as you go. So don't worry too much if you're not catching it, but definitely you got to communicate with us and let us know so we can get you the help that you need so that you can learn and pick it up. All right, so there is my drawing completed. So you can see I've got my solid object lines here in my side view. I got hidden lines and I got center lines. Oh, I have one other center line that I forgot. So let me go ahead. I'm going to go back and get that line put in. So I'm going to go from right here over to there. We'll change this up. We'll make this one a center line as well. There we go. And that was one of the nice things there about pulling all those lines out helped me to understand and see what I was missing. All right. So my side view, the one that was missing, should look like this. I've got the solid object lines fully defining what the outside of this part is. And then I have these hidden lines to show me that hole, these two hidden lines to show me these holes, and then of course the center lines off of that as well. And coming in, we then used to solve this, we projected back up from other views so we could solve where the center line should be for these holes in the top view and where the hidden line should be for your hole there in the top view. And of course, we projected down to find hidden lines and center lines in our front view as well. So that gives you a full understanding of what problem number 5, DA2-3, should look like. So go ahead and get yours drawing completed. We'll be checking to make sure that it looks exactly like this. And as always, if you need any help, have any questions, send us an email. We'll be glad to get back with you.